China makes a move to become the esports capital by unveiling its first Esports Town. On November 26th, the western Chinese city of Hangzhou opened their Esports Town, a $280 million project that aims to make the city a world capital of esports. The 17,000 square meter complex marks only the beginning of Hangzhou's investment, with the city looking to bring the total investment up to $1.26 billion by 2022. The finished project will see the addition of 14 esports facilities, including an esports academy, theme park, business center, and an esports hotel. The focal point of the town will be an event venue shared by LGD Gaming and Allied Esports, with LGD playing their League of Legends matches there. Allied Esports, who have already made waves by launching the Esports Arena in Las Vegas, is playing a key role in helping plan the Esports Town's development. This push from the city makes sense considering Hangzhou is now home to the Hangzhou Sparks, a new franchise added to Blizzard's OverWatch League, as well as the 2022 Asian Games, which have slowly been integrating esports competitions with traditional sports. With these new facilities, Hangzhou is hoping to attract 10,000 esports professionals to the city, generating $140 million in tax revenue. So Alex, you are the expert. Why is this important?
This is important because it marks a drastic shift in China's approach to gaming and esports. In China, there's like an industry for, they're like boot camps, but not like LAN boot camps where teams get good. It's more like my kid's grinding WoW all day and we don't know what to do with them. So we're going to hire a company to like take them out to the woods and keep them away from technology and make them like run miles and do push-ups and like, you know, crazy kind of like boot camp stuff. So having China, having the actual government come in and say, Hangzhou is now, God damn it.
Hangzhou, is it Hangzhou?
Hangzhou.
Okay,
The
good.
little F fucked me up.
Joe. All right, Hangzhou.
So having the Chinese government come in and saying that Hangzhou is now like an esports town and actually encouraging it is gonna, it's a drastic shift in the Chinese government's approach, and it's gonna hopefully encourage the population to, you know, actually foster a really good esports scene and, you know, grow from there.
You were saying before something about going to play LAN and getting rad?
Yes.
What was it? Was rad the word that we're saying?
Well, yeah, you know, you go, you boot camp with your boys.
Tubular, man.
You guys forget, I was competing in 2004, all right? Like, when you're playing in a Holiday Inn outside Cleveland, like, you get rad, you smash nerds, and you cash that $200 that you won.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
God, I feel I need to make that into a t-shirt. Okay, so how is this going to affect the larger esports landscape?
I mean, hopefully it's going to help, you know, grow esports in general. You're having a population, you know, China has the classic esports demographic, 15 to 24. In China, I think they have 100 million people that age group. So compare that to like what we have in the rest of the world, and you're going to just have an extreme, you know, influx of interest from, you know, a massive population. That means more money, hopefully good competitors coming out of this, and hopefully it's just going to elevate the whole esports scene. I mean, you have like, you're having a hotel put in, so there's going to be like visitors coming in. Hopefully this becomes like a world capital of like esports, and then you start seeing major tournaments. It'd be cool to see like me coming from like Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike has never really been a massive game in China, right? How cool would it be to finally see like a major in China and actually have like that population really get involved with it? It would be really cool to see what kind of meta changes come out of that, specifically Counter-Strike. But like just in general, this is a giant part of the world that hasn't had the same kind of encouragement, the same kind of like opportunity to get involved that the rest of us have. So it's just going to be, you know, crazy to see what happens when you have 100 million people get involved with something, hopefully.
So at this point of the discussion, what we'll be doing for this discussion and other discussions is asking stupid questions and smart questions. So like, don't be afraid to, say stupid things. So I'll start with the kind of stupid whatever. Is with China, with numbers, it is such like a larger population. It's like crazy. But how accurate are the numbers when it comes to like saying how, viewership and like how players online, that kind of stuff.
So, I mean, traditionally there's always been a joke or like a meme in the esports community that when you see China's numbers come in, you have to guess what percentage of those are bots, right? They're not, it's crazy because, China is a closed off government for the most part, right? They don't have our Google, they don't have our YouTube, they don't have our Facebook, they have their own kind of systems in play, right? And it's going to be interesting to see if and how those systems can kind of merge into like a unified kind of like platform for esports, right? You have companies like ESL and, ESL specifically doing their Counter-Strike broadcasts on Facebook. You have Faceit and ECS exclusively on YouTube. What happens when you have a Chinese esports town trying to, create their own stuff? Like, will it exist on these platforms? Will they have their own kind of will I be logging into, what is it? Oh shit, what's their Facebook called?
Weibo? No, the Russian
That's their
version?
Twitter.
No, that's their Twitter, but they have the Chinese Facebook. Oh shit, what's it called?
What is that one?
Bookface.
Close.
Shit, I forgot.
That's fine.
But it's like, what is the new Chinese Twitch look like?
Yeah.
When you have their government getting involved, like what happens if Tencent makes a Twitch competitor or something now that there's like encouragement from the government? I don't know.
Well, that actually goes into the question I was going to ask, because I was going to talk about how Tencent has a lot of money. They're kind of the ones really investing and trying to make sure that esports can grow. But when you compare that to the rest of the world, you have Seoul already for Korea, which is heavy into esports. How is that going to impact the rest of the world having an esports town?
It's just speculation at this point. But what's interesting is that it's in a western part of China, right? So you have Seoul kind of dominating the eastern coast of China, but then you have this whole underserved western half of the country. I mean, it's a massive landmass, right? And then on top of that, since it's just like further on the west, you also have developing scenes in India and Pakistan. Specifically, India has they now have like an ESL Pro League, word.exe. That's a shout out to anybody who follows. There was a famous Optic Gaming had a team in India. One of the players recently got caught cheating. And
In front of the ref, too.
In front of the ref, yes. And it was, he was,
okay, yes, no.
yeah. So that's the jokes. But now that India has a rising population of people involved with esports, now that you have something a little bit more closer that is specifically geared towards that, what is that going to mean for them? Is there going to be more lands that are like viable? Is there going to be more money available to different scenes within the underserved regions of Western Asia? So it's interesting, right?
So in this esports town, I'm curious what it's like. Obviously, it's meant for visit or maybe a short stay. Is there going to be like a permanent move there? Is there going to be like amenities for people to actually dorms, stuff like that?
A big part of this is they're saying that this will hopefully attract, I think they said 100,000 esports professionals. And they're trying to pull, I think their initial goals at the end of the project, which should be done by 2022, they're trying to pull 140 million in tax revenue every year from it. There's a hotel, there's an arena that's made by the people who did Esports Arena. So it's like you have Western influences coming in, trying to grow their brands in China because it's like a rising market. There's like a hospital. There's
for all those gaming injuries.
Yes. No. Specifically, they have there are guys there for
Back, neck, yeah. Dude, that's the thing.
You gotta sit down all day. It's rough.
Yeah. Dude, carpal tunnel is real.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of friends who've had surgery, and it's nasty. It's all the way up.
They got the ergonomic mouses now that have this weird pillar in it so that you can hold your hand this. They got all sorts of stuff to try to help with that.
Well, side story, today I went to an arcade and was playing the Simpsons arcade game and had to stop by level 3 because I couldn't from playing Counter-Strike for almost 20 years.
Hashtag old people things.
My wrist is ruined. So doing this for 15 minutes, I was like, oh shit, all right, I'm done. I had to go play the Terminator 2 shooting game. But yeah, so hopefully they're trying to attract people to move there and make it an actual production hub for esports.